Now on CoastTV News.
No Nassau Road. A more than month-long closure begins today. What it means for the future of the road.
And this empty road is soon going to have thousands of cars driving through. Why businesses are excited because it'll help them see less traffic.
Hotel to homes. What approvals a Rehoboth Beach family needs to make a change to their land.
And we're bracing for a bit of a fall warm-up instead of a cooling off. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Road closed and crews working. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with the road to a Route 1 revamp.
On your screen now is Nassau Road near Route 1. It is closed starting today. CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken joins us live now in Lewes. Emma, this is an important start to a project that DelDOT says will eventually make Route 1 safer.
Christina, we're in our CoastTV Jeep. Take a look outside here. We're on Nassau Road, and this is day one of this closure up ahead here. And where we're approaching right now, that's the intersection of New Road, where you see the cars turning there, the intersection of New Road and Nassau Road. This will eventually be a roundabout, and that is just one of the many changes you can expect over the next several years. Digging up Nassau Road. DelDOT says they're installing storm drain pipes beneath the road, and because of that work, you're going to need to take a detour through the end of October, and maybe even longer, depending on the weather. Craig Cameron, who works at Bayside Exteriors on Nassau Road, says this is frustrating.
It's not obvious how customers can get in and out. It seems dangerous without any kind of flaggers. It's just really hard to conduct business as a small local business here.
This construction is part of a much larger and longer DelDOT project to revamp Route 1 entirely, which they say will make getting across the highway safer. The project includes the addition of 3 roundabouts. Where I'm standing right now at the intersection of New Road and Nassau Road will eventually be one of those new roundabouts. And this is the approximate area where the second roundabout will go, here on Janus Road near the Lewes Senior Center. One major part to this project is that Nassau Bridge behind me there will eventually have a road underneath it. So you can get across Route 1 without having to cross Route 1. Local Andrea Ely says that's exactly why she thinks the closure will be worth it in the end.
People hate to cross Route 1. It's bad. And, you know, people sit until they finally can't sit anymore, and boom. And it's not good.
Drivers and businesses will have to navigate the inconvenience of construction now, but the hope is that all this work leads to a smoother tomorrow and safer travels down the road. Just over the past several months, CoastTV has reported on several accidents on Route 1. DelDOT says that danger is why the project also includes plans to eliminate 8 crossovers on Route 1, helping remove that risk. Reporting in our CoastTV Jeep, Emma Aiken, CoastTV News.
Thank you, Emma. And earlier this month, we reported that Route 9 is being widened. Along with the road work, DelDOT will eventually add a light at the intersection of Nassau Commons Boulevard. On your screen, you can see what the finished product will look like.
And just before the Nassau Bridge, DelDOT says a camera will be installed along southbound Route 1. The camera will catch speeders going into the construction zone at Minnows-Conaway Road. Anyone going at least 11 miles over the speed limit will be caught by the camera. They'll be issued a base fine of $20 plus an extra $1 for every mile over.
We have breaking news tonight. Jimmy Kimmel's show is coming back. ABC announced Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to air on Tuesday night. The show was abruptly and indefinitely taken off the air last Wednesday. ABC pulled the show after criticism over Kimmel's monologue about the MAGA movement's response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Federal Communications Commission Chair Brendan Carr and network's affiliates stations had threatened ABC over the remarks on Monday. A spokesperson for Disney, which owns ABC, said they suspended the show to cool tensions over the comments. They said they felt some of Kimmel's comments were poorly timed and thus insensitive, but after thoughtful conversations with Kimmel, they reached the decision to bring the show back on Tuesday.
Well, according to DelDOT, the Millsboro bypass plans to open to the public Thursday night. Businesses in town are looking forward to seeing less traffic. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zapay is live in Millsboro. Kevin, traffic continues to roll through town.
Christina, we're in Millsboro where traffic has been constant all day today. If you take a look right behind me, you can see just how bad the traffic is, especially during the evening hours. Now, businesses we spoke with told Coast TV that they hope that the bypass will help with the through traffic go to a different area, and they won't have to wait for too long. The bypass will officially open on Thursday night. According to DelDOT, this will lead to less traffic in town. Right now, cars crowd the road highlighted in red, but once the bypass opens, drivers can use the road in green. One hostess at Nectar Cafe and Juice Bar says she's excited for the change.
Make it a little more walkable, make people come in and shop and find good places to eat. So we think that it is definitely a benefit when that bypass opens.
According to DelDOT, they plan to paint the bypass before opening it up to the public on Thursday night. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
In Rehoboth Beach, the Canalside Inn Hotel is a low-profile hotel right at the entrance to the city, but the owners now want to turn that hotel into houses. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, the city needs to grant approvals before any demolition or building would be able to begin.
Charlie, the Canalside Inn actually sits on two separate parcels. And if you'll follow me to the end of the property here, you see this triangular shape at the end of 6th Street and Canal Street where that van is? That unique shape is what prompted property owners here to file for these variances. And these variances include the zoning rules for things like how many homes can go here, how big the lots need to be, how large the buildings can be, and how far they have to be from the property lines. Ahead of today's meeting, Dr. Brian Deptula, the owner of the inn, says this is his plan for the property.
Create a two single-family homes for the location that is 34 and 35 6th Street. And we're going to live in one, and then we hope to redevelop the other and work with a seller and a buyer to actually create a home for them as well.
After over an hour and a half of discussion at today's Board of Adjustments meeting, they voted 4-0 to unanimously deny any of those variances here at the Canalside Inn Hotel, saying that they must focus on more development here rather than just those two single-family homes. Live in Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, should more coast hotels become homes?
Let's take a look at the results here. Some mixed answers. 9% say yes always, 30% say case by case, but 61% say never.
And if you have not voted yet, you can still do that. You can go to coasttv.com or use the mobile app, and don't forget to leave us a comment.
Well, today in Washington, President Trump is expected to make a major announcement about autism. He previewed today's event last night, saying its cause is related to the active ingredient when using Tylenol while pregnant.
But most scientific literature suggests there's no link between using the drug and autism. NBC's Melanie Zanona has more from Washington.
President Trump today set to make a major announcement related to autism. The president touting research from his administration during Charlie Kirk's memorial service.
I think we found an answer to autism. How it happens, so we won't let it happen anymore.
And telling reporters he believes the use of the painkiller acetaminophen during pregnancy increases risk of autism.
I think it's a very big factor.
Acetaminophen is the active ingredient in Tylenol. The company that makes Tylenol telling NBC News, "We believe independent sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism." Adding that without the drug, pregnant women will either, quote, suffer through conditions like fever that are potentially harmful to both mom and baby, or use riskier alternatives. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services, has mentioned multiple theories about the cause of autism. He has alarmed experts by linking the disorder to vaccines. Medical organizations are endorsing the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy, and researchers have found it to be the safest option.
Study after study has actually shown that there's no causal link with Tylenol and pregnancy and autism.
The White House press secretary asked if today's new information could confuse mothers-to-be.
I think women for many years, in fact for decades, Ed, have been confused by the rapid increase in autism in this country.
Earlier this month, RFK Jr. appeared on Capitol Hill where he was grilled by senators about his vaccine policy and other health-related issues. RFK Jr. has been invited to come back and testify once again, but he has yet to confirm whether he will appear. Melanie Znona, NBC News, Washington.
Salisbury University's first marching band in over 40 years when to catch their brand new uniforms.
And temps will escalate into the 80s for this first week of fall. More on the unusual surge in temps coming up.
But first, Lewes still charging for parking, why some locals call for coastal consistency. That's up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
The massive summer crowds are gone. The warm weather is also starting to go, but what's still here? Paying to park at Lewes Beach.
Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us the price you have to pay to visit the first town in the first state, and for how long.
Parking. You do it every day, but in some places, there's a price to pay, like in Delaware coastal towns throughout the summer. Paying for parking at Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island is now over. Fees in those areas run May 15th through September 15th. In downtown Lewes, parking fees of $1.50 per hour run through October 14th. Dominic Beningo says he doesn't like paying, but that it's worth it to visit Lewes.
If it's going to a good place, if it's for cleanup, or better security or what have you, I think it's okay.
It's not just downtown. Over at the beach, fees are still going there too. Feeling the sand and hearing the waves will cost you $2.50 per hour through September 30th. Local Lou Ward says the city's parking schedule should follow suit with the other beach towns.
I think it's depleting some revenue from the shops in Lewes, because if they're going to go to Dewey for the 2 weeks in September or Rehoboth, they're getting the revenue and not Lewes.
Even as the season slows down, the watchful eye on your license plate doesn't in Lewes. Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
As we take a look at the Bay forecast, listen, we were in the 70s for today, but look at where we're going for the next 3 days in a row. This is more like summertime or fall. Remember, today's the first day of fall. Your full forecast coming up in a moment. Well, everyone, welcome to fall. We are here, and we stayed in the 70s for today, but we're going to feel a little more, well, quite frankly, like summertime than fall, just because how the temperatures are escalating over the next couple of days. And we're watching out for a typical summertime thunderstorm, too. Go figure, right? So, in Lewes right now, holding at 75 degrees. Winds are calm for right now. Dew point temperatures in the 60s. So we have an ample amount of moisture in the atmosphere to make it feel, quite frankly, like a relatively mild summer day. Now, we will sink back to about 67 degrees by 9 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Now, we're hovering in the 70s right now for the most part. We have a couple of exceptions, that being Laurel at 80 degrees right now. We're at 83 in Redden, but in all of our other locations, we're either at 72 or 71 or even as warm as 79 in Bridgeville, as well as Seaford, 74 right now, Delmar. This is where we are as far as the high is concerned. Got up to 78 degrees in Georgetown, 80 for the high in Salisbury, but we warmed to 73 in Ocean City. Now compare that 78 to where we should be, and that was dead center for today, 78 degrees. But for the next few days, we're going to go beyond the call of duty, so to speak. We do have a coastal flood statement that's still active until about, let's say about till 6 o'clock. That's going to be allowed to expire pretty quickly. What will stay relatively active is actually we have this beach hazard statement that's active for us for West Ocean City, as well as down toward Chincoteague. Watching out for a possibility of some erosion because the winds are still a little bit blustery. And we also have concerns for rip currents. Now that's going to stay active for Ocean View, South Bethany, Fenwick Island, as well as Lewes and Rehoboth Beach until 8 o'clock tomorrow. Now, overall, we're relatively quiet. We have high pressure to control of our weather. We back out, we see that's happening. The clockwise rotation is going to keep that moist air coming in from our east. Now, your dog walking forecast, listen, it's going to be cooperative. Not really all that breezy. We will climb into the upper 70s. Warming sunshine. We will ultimately peak at about 85 in Lewes, 83 in Georgetown. Winds out of the south-southwest, 6 to 12 in Vienna, as well as Cambridge, with a high of 79 expected in Cambridge, where we'll top the 80-degree mark in Berlin, Snow Hill, Ocean City, as well as Salisbury. Take a look at some other locations. We're going to teeter back and forth between the upper 70s to low 80s, Dewey Beach, Lewes, Rehoboth Beach, but everybody's going to start getting the winds primarily out of the south and the southwest. And so we go into Tuesday morning, starting in the 60s, we'll go into the 80s easily in most locations in clear skies. Wednesday, we start off in the 70s and we'll end up at 87 or warmer than that in some other locations. Our raking forecast, listen, we're going to be looking at it staying pretty clear till we get to Thursday. That's when we're looking for the rain to begin to have an effect on us and peak foliage. Last thing we're talking about is Hurricane Gabrielle, will be a Category 4, but moving farther away from us. Here's a look at your extended forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Salisbury University is making a musical milestone with its first marching band in over 40 years. Salisbury's marching band takes to the field for the first time since 1982. With help from the university, the marching band is now a one-credit course at SU. 55 members make up the band, color guard, and dance teams. The director of bands at SU encourages all students to participate in the marching band.
Most of our ensemble are non-music majors who are not studying music. So being a member of the marching band, allows them to learn valuable lessons regarding teamwork and accountability and discipline, and it will help them in their own careers regardless of what they're studying.
We can see the SU marching band in their brand new uniforms at the first home football game on October 4th at Seagull Stadium in Salisbury.
Coming up tonight on DSN at 10:30 p.m., you can catch the final score.
And tonight on DSN Plus at 5:15, Stanford faces Tatnall in girls volleyball.
Well, the season is on and the flock is flying on 100.9% classic country. From the first snap to the final whistle, you can hear Baltimore Ravens games right here on Delmarva. Every drive, every touchdown, all season long. 100.9% classic country is your home for Ravens football.
And fall isn't just for football, it's for marching band too. We were just talking marching bands. The Delmarva Sports Network will cover 6 marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSN Plus. The next one's scheduled for Saturday, September 27th. Coming up, the Maryland Transportation Authority comments on images circulating about the Bay Bridge. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5. The Maryland Transportation Authority has responded to a wave of public concern and photos suggesting that part of the westbound Chesapeake Bay Bridge may be unsafe. Now, MDTA says routine inspections are conducted regularly, and despite the recent comments, both spans of the bridge are still safe for travel.
The Federal Trade Commission's long-awaited trial against Amazon gets underway this week. The FTC filed the lawsuit in 2023 under the Biden administration. It accuses the e-commerce giant of tricking millions of customers into signing up for its Prime membership program, but making it hard for them to cancel that subscription. Neither Amazon nor the FTC responded to requests for comment, but Amazon has previously denied any wrongdoing. Jury selection begins Monday and opening statements are set to start Tuesday. The trial expected to last about a month. And now here is a live look outside into Laurel. We'll have one more check on the forecast after this.
Our dry tech camera, Ocean City, we're holding at 71 comfortable degrees, by the way. We'll slip down to 68 as early as 8 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Here's the latest look what's happening with our radar. Listen, a couple of things to keep in mind. We do have active concerns for rip currents from Rehoboth Beach down to Dewey Beach all the way down towards Ocean City. And that's also where we have some beach hazard statements that are going to continue to stay active for us. And we still, at least for the next hour, coastal flood statement is going to stay active for the folks over in the Cambridge area. But overall, we're still relatively quiet for right now. Raymond, you won the umbrella. Okay, anyway, call our forecast line, 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsor by Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast.
Thank you again, Paul, and thanks so much for joining us for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.